Okay, let's take a closer look at the scoring for verbos expresivo. So, in the example cards, it's important to note that you're telling them the verb in this present progressive tense. So you're saying nadando instead of nadar. But then when you get to the test cards, you're always going to see the infinitive on the back of the card. But it's totally fine for kids to give you any form of the verb that's conjugated, including the infinitive. So, Jose got ejemplo C correct. So I said, muy bien, está durmiendo. So here we are accepting multiple responses because this picture, this girl is sleeping. But there are a lot of different ways to say that she is sleeping. She could be resting, she's in bed. So if the child says any one of these things, you will give them this prompt saying that they're correct. And then you would just substitute in this other verb depending on what they said. So if Jose would have said, la niña está descansando, I would have said, muy bien, está descansando, because that's the word that he chose. And then for ejemplo de, he originally got this wrong, so I gave him this prompt and I told him, él está cortando, vamos a hacerlo de nuevo, etc. And I reprompted him, and then upon the reprompt, Jose was able to tell me that this boy is cutting. So then I said, muy bien, está cortando. And he used the word cortando, so that's the word that I chose. So if he would have said, él está recortando, I would have said, muy bien, está recortando, because that's also accepted as correct. So here in card number 1, you'll see that there are multiple accepted responses for riding a bike. So you just prompt, ¿qué está pasando? Jose used a full sentence, and he used the verb andar, so that is what I circled. That is what he said. And I cannot remember if he conjugated that or not, but all you're looking for, or all you're listening for rather, is that target verb, no matter how it's conjugated. In card number 2, I asked, ¿qué está pasando? And Jose said, walking. So I prompted him to tell me that in Spanish, and then he chose caminando as his response. So I circled the verb caminar, but also noted that he first spoke English to me. In card number 3, there are also multiple responses. And so Jose said chiflar, or él está chiflando. And so, since that is included on the back of the card, I circled chiflar on the score sheet because that is correct. For card number 4, he didn't give me a response. So I reprompted him, waited 3 seconds, and he still didn't give me a response. So I checked the don't know, no response box. And finally for this card, Jose also gave me a full sentence. He said, él está hablando por teléfono. So you'll see on the back, hablar por teléfono is a correct response. So all I'm looking for, though, is for Jose to give me that target verb hablar. So I circled it here because he used that in the sentence.